Hello, I'm Russell Johnson, the designer of the fantasy Wild West board game Brigands of Grandscar. It supports 2 to 5 players of ages 14 and up in a 2 to 3 hour playtime. In the game, you act as the representative of a dwarven clan, trying to raise your prestige and earn the most victory points by settling an uncharted frontier in the wake of an industrial revolution. You will recruit crew members to take actions in the 6 locations across the map in a hybrid action point and worker placement system. Each player spends their turn using their command tokens to select actions on their player board, and then pays vitality with their crew members to complete the actions on the map. Command tokens can select the same action multiple times, and a single crew member can perform multiple actions in a turn as long as they have the vitality to spend, offering players a lot of flexibility on their turn. Play moves smoothly from one turn to the next without any rounds to break up the flow. As the game progresses, players will be building both a communal engine on the map with buildings and new action spaces, and their own personal engine of theories and steampunk inventions to specialize in a certain strategy. You even have access to unique doctrine cards that can be unlocked by advancing to certain milestone theories. The game ends when as many shared development objectives have been achieved as the number of players plus 1. These objectives are hunting all 5 of the beasts or excavating all 5 of the ruins that appear on the exploration tiles, constructing 12 amenity buildings that help crew members recover more vitality, building 12 production buildings that provide a steady supply of resources, filling the custom building slots in 4 locations, maxing out the agriculture track that determines the rate for hiring new crew members, or capturing 8 of the wanted bounties. The variable end conditions help encourage players to pursue the different viable strategies, especially as the player count increases. Let's take a look at the various actions your crew members will take to advance you towards victory. Taking a move action lets you pay any amount of vitality to move a crew member between that many connected locations. The vitality cost is ignored between locations where players have built train stations, leading to a sense of a more connected map as the game progresses. Labor actions can take a couple of forms. At its simplest, a crew member pays 1 vitality to gain 1 gold, but you can also use labor for additional gold to scout and reveal the hidden exploration tiles on the map, or produce surplus resources available to any player for building. You can even organize multiple crew members to labor together to excavate a ruin and discover relics worth money or victory points. When you take a build action, you'll get to place a building on the map board and mark your ownership over a portion of a developing town. Those buildings are then available to use for any player. Buildings are always free for the person that built them, but there's a cost to pay to activate another player's building. Buildings all have a cost of wood, stone, or iron. However, you don't collect and hold those resources. Instead, when you go to build something, you look at the productive capacity of the region and discard a surplus token of a necessary resource or activate a production building, possibly paying revenue to other players if you need to rely on their production buildings. Finally, you'll pay 1 gold for each location the resource would need to move from where it's being produced to where it's being used to build. The same way train stations reduce the vitality needed to move, they also eliminate the gold cost to transport resources for building. This building system contributes to the sense of progression in the game, where some buildings can't be completed until the players invest enough labor or buildings to provide the cost. In the late game, it's even possible to build for free because of production buildings you own and train stations. Custom buildings can unlock new action spaces for labor or commerce, or give a passive bonus in that location. There are 4 starting custom buildings for basic effects, like laboring to increase the agriculture track, or buying a weapon, invention, or theory. After one is built, the available buildings are restocked from a deck of 25 tiles with even stronger effects. Custom buildings train stations, and the top 2 amenity buildings in any location are worth victory points, while custom buildings and the top 2 production buildings in any location grant a theory upon their construction. Buy actions are unlocked by placing custom buildings. Taking a buy action at a building you own gets you the benefit without having to pay the shown amount of gold. To use another player's building, you would put the shown cost of gold onto the building as revenue, and then gain the benefit. If players have been paying to use your buildings, then that gold is sitting on those buildings on the map until you send a crew member there and pay 1 vitality to collect revenue. If someone is ignoring their revenue, you might even see the opportunity to take an action to steal from them. Besides costing 2 vitality to steal, you also have to move your player marker up the wanted track. If you're wanted, it means that other players get a bonus if they are able to best you in a duel. Duel actions are used 3 different ways. First, you can duel another player's crew members. Both players in the duel select a hidden weapon card from their hand and reveal them at the same time. The winner of a duel is determined by the rock, paper, scissors style matchup between the 3 weapon types: rifle, pistol, and shotgun. Each weapon card also has a unique speed to be used as a tiebreaker for guns of the same type. While the fastest weapon of a type wins 2/3 of the time, the trade-off for higher speed is lower power. A slow weapon is much more deadly because the loser of the duel reduces their vitality by the power of the winning gun. The consequences of dueling are structured to encourage going after players that are further ahead in the game. Initiating and winning a duel is worth points based on the number of crew members that the loser had, while rehiring killed crew members is cheaper the fewer you have. So while dueling is an aggressive sort of take-that mechanic to find in a worker placement game, it actually helps to balance the issue with the mechanic, where a player can get way ahead by rushing to get more workers and actions. Duel actions also let you go after a bounty tile. Bounties are laid out with a hidden weapon card next to them, and a 6-sided die used to determine their location. When you duel a bounty, you compare a chosen weapon to theirs, like you would another player. For higher vitality bounties, it might take multiple duels to finally bring them down, but when you do, you get the reward and hold the tile for points at the end of the game. The third way to duel is to hunt the beasts on exploration tiles. Similar to excavation labor actions, you need to use multiple command tokens and multiple crew members in the same location to hunt. You then reveal weapon cards that add up to the requirement on the hunt in either speed or power, then gain an immediate reward. Completing a hunt also uncovers another space for a custom building in that location. Finally, instead of using command tokens to select individual actions, you can spend your entire turn to rest. Each of your crew members recovers vitality according to the amenity tracks in their location. Any of them can recover 3 vitality for free, or you can activate an amenity building. Like production buildings, yours are free to activate, but you must pay someone else gold for theirs. When you rest, you also have the opportunity to hire more crew members. The position of the marker on the shared agriculture track tells you the maximum number of crew members that anyone can hire, and the cost to hire your next. Gaining a new crew member also gets you a new command token, until you could eventually be performing 5 actions a turn. Brigands of Grandscar is a highly interactive, economic engine-building game that gives players freedom to be cooperative or confrontational. The game has a compelling tempo as players transition through scrambling to get a foothold on developing the map, to planning big, action-packed turns to take advantage of the bonuses they've accrued and maximize the points they can earn in the endgame. Brigands of Grandscar leverages the dwarven prospector trope into a new setting and would be a unique, thematic addition to the landscape of colony-building games on the market.